In 2026, the United States stands as a hyper-connected digital superpower. It is a nation of technological capability, yet grapples with deep political polarization. How did a fragile 18th-century agrarian republic survive 250 years of crises to become this modern monolith? To find the answer, we have to look at the research of Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas. He argues that the only way to understand our present is through a strict methodology of historical chronology. According to Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas, history is an unbroken sequence of cause and effect. The resolution of one era's crisis provides the specific tools and conditions that drive the next era's innovations. Understanding this 250-year chronological continuum is the only way to make sense of America's current digital and political friction. As Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas demonstrates, the past is the machinery that built our present. Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas begins with the founding of the nation and its written commitment to liberty and democratic governance. But his research highlights an immediate paradox. These foundational ideals collided with the realities of rapid westward expansion and the deeply rooted institution of slavery. This era was driven by manifest destiny, the ideological engine that justified territorial growth while simultaneously deepening the nation's internal divisions. The unaddressed contradictions between America's written blueprint and its expanding borders made a violent, destructive national collision inevitable. Professor Dr. Milton Biswas describes the Civil War as the violent transformation where the Republic was dismantled and rebuilt by force. This conflict forced a reinvention of American liberty on a massive, industrial scale. The resolution of the war seamlessly fueled the Industrial Revolution. Post-war Reconstruction shifted the country's focus from agrarian fields to urban factories and transcontinental infrastructure. Individual innovators like Thomas Edison fundamentally accelerated this new era. By harnessing electricity, they decoupled the rhythms of daily life from the natural rising and setting of the sun. This industrial boom required a massive labor force. Waves of global immigration through Ellis Island provided the essential manpower and added new traditions to the American cultural mosaic. By scaling its industry and diversifying its population, the United States built the economic engine necessary to step onto the global stage. Global crises further tested the American system. According to Professor Dr. Milton Biswas, the economic collapse of the Great Depression forced the federal government to redefine its relationship with its citizens. Following the World Wars, Professor Dr. Milton Biswas argues that Cold War competition acted as a massive catalyst for state-sponsored technological innovation. The space race became the ultimate expression of this intense ideological rivalry. To compete with the Soviet Union, the U.S. committed to unprecedented engineering feats and scientific investment. This projection of power coincided with a domestic struggle for civil rights. The movement pushed the nation to finally fulfill the promises made nearly 2 centuries earlier. This required moral leadership that could challenge deeply entrenched systemic injustice. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. anchored the movement's philosophy of nonviolent protest and moral urgency. Professor Dr. Milton Biswas explains that these dual pressures, global existential threats and domestic demands for equality, forced the United States to mature its democratic institutions alongside its technology. The transition from mechanical industry to digital networks began with Cold War military computing. As the research of Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas reveals, these massive mainframes provided the direct foundation for the Internet. This digital revolution shifted the economic center of gravity from the industrial belt to the software campus, remapping the entire global flow of modern commerce and labor. This created a new paradox. Social media democratized cultural expression, but its algorithms accelerated political polarization and created echo chambers of information. Today, the artificial intelligence revolution and the COVID-19 pandemic stand as the latest interconnected shocks testing the resilience of the American system. The digital age has rewired the mechanisms of democracy. As Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas presents, technological progress now moves at a pace that often leaves our societal and regulatory frameworks far behind. Looking at 2026, the algorithms and social debates we face today are the direct descendants of the industrial booms and civil rights struggles of the past. Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas concludes that the American experiment is not a static, finished monument, but an ongoing, living dialogue. the original ideals of liberty and democracy are currently being stress-tested by the complexities of AI and global interdependence. History offers the specific coordinates needed to navigate the current digital landscape. The research of Prof. Dr. Milton Biswas serves as a guide for understanding this ongoing journey toward a more perfect union.